Most revolutionary statement, because once you embrace the fact that there is no God but God, then nothing, absolutely nothing, is more important than that. I want to say a much respect to our brother Basheer Jones, man. Make some noise for brother Basheer, man. Man, oh man. And that whole squad of brothers, we appreciate the work that they have done, and we believe and we know that when you have great people that is doing this type of work, that not only is it impactful for our community, but it is impactful for the entire world. And we appreciate them and we thank them. I want to give much respect to our judge, Fatima Al-Amin, the commissioner, Khadija, Abdurrahman, Councilman Antonio Lewis, and Brother Rashid Nouri for the work that they've done, and also all of the leaders who are here in this room. We appreciate your work. I just want to say a couple of words and then we close. I want to start off with a man that many of us, no matter if you are Christian or you are Muslim or you are whatever your faith is, there is an individual that we all have a certain amount of respect for. And this man, this black man, his name is Moses. And as you know the story, Moses, when he was born, his mother faced a similar issue that many black women face in this country, of fear that if she doesn't do something, her child can be murdered, can be massacred. And not only that, but the mother of Moses faced a similar issue that most black women feel in this country, and that is the fear of having to allow your child to leave the home, never knowing if you have the opportunity to see him again. And as you know the story, Moses was put into the basket up to the Nile River, and Allah, the Creator, is so powerful that Moses landed right on the bank of the enemy. Now you know how the story goes. Pharaoh, even though Pharaoh believed, or he said he believed that he was God, there were still religious leaders who said that your downfall will come from one of the young boys. And those young boys will be raised, that young boy will be raised right under your nose. And even though he was arrogant and he said that I am God, I am the Lord, he still sent out that message, kill every newborn boy. Now, many of us, we look at the Quran or look at the Bible and maybe you see it as a history book rather than a current reality. Because Moses wasn't just an individual, he was a character type. Pharaoh wasn't just an individual, he was a character type. The children of Israel wasn't just individuals, they were character types. What do I mean by that? I mean that you have Moseses that are amongst you. You have people who are amongst you who truly understand that the true success is not making it to freedom. The true success is coming back and bringing others with you. This is the definition of success. If Harriet Tubman would have made the freedom and never came back, we would never even be talking about her. But what makes us talk about her is that she came back. This is the definition of our success. If you think for 1 second that Pharaoh is dead, then I don't know what country you live in. Pharaoh is alive and kicking and is stronger today than has ever been before. And Pharaoh has a plan to destroy our boys. And it's happening in communities all across this country. All across this country. And it's important for you and I to study the history of this country and study the history of movements in this country. And one of the most powerful movements, no matter what you feel, and I'm going to turn this way because I don't want to see you raise your eyebrows or nothing. The most powerful movement, and especially Muslim movement in this country, was the Nation of Islam. I ain't going to look this way because I know I got some haram police out there. The Nation of Islam understood the definition of success, that you cannot be successful starting with trying to make a change outside of your community. You must first begin right where you are. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he understood this very clearly. He understood that if we are going to be successful and change the world, don't start with changing the world. First start with your own family. First start with your own kids. Start with your own neighborhood. And let me tell you something right now. There would be no possible way for gentrification if it was not for black Muslims specifically. Why is that? Wherever you go across this country, go to every inner city in this country. I'm telling you, I tell Muslims this all the time. Hey, listen, to my Muslim sisters, I tell them, you're safer in the hoods of America than you will ever be in rural America, ever. You know why? Because he don't even know how to say it. Salaam alaikum, sister. He don't know how to say it. But he knows if he mess with that sister with that scarf on her head, it's going to be some quick consequences. But in rural America, man, listen, I tell the Muslims, man, they come and protest at y'all masjid with big guns. And they'll never do that in the West End. Goodness gracious. Man, you ain't never seen no hillbillies come with AKs doing protests at Atlanta masjid. All the guns is in Atlanta masjid. I know Imam Cleveland over there. I ain't gonna say that. Excuse me, Imam Cleveland. The gangsters, man, the gangsters. You had Muslims who were first in the streets, but then they transitioned and they didn't throw away their courage. They began to fight for a different reason. And what I'm saying is, don't you ever disrespect the womb that you came from. This is the history of America, and there will be no Muslims in America if it was not for black Muslims who laid the foundation in this country. And until you understand that, okay, I don't need a lot of claps, it's okay. Until you understand that the people that cleaned up America in the inner cities of America was black Muslims. And I say to my brothers and sisters with all due respect, because we see what's happening in Palestine, and we see what's happening in the Congo, in Sudan. But I want to say to my brothers and sisters, to everyone here, we must fight and fight and fight for the freedom and liberation of the Palestinian people. This is very important. But don't you 1 second fight for Palestine and you're not willing to fight for Chicago and Cleveland and New York and Atlanta and the West End. How is it possible that you are willing to fight thousands and thousands of miles away, as you should, but you forget about the West End, and you forget about Oak Cliff and Dallas, and you forget about Brooklyn, and you forget about Cleveland? So if you want to make a change, the first change that we must make, it got to start right here. It got to start right in your next door neighbors. And I don't care if people are not Muslim. Stop trying to make everybody Muslim. People don't got to be Muslim. I would rather spend time with a good-hearted atheist than a judgmental Muslim any day. That's just me, by the way. That's me. Imam Mansour, that's just me, man. All right, man? Forgive me. We all got issues in here, all right? You say you don't lie in your issue, all right? So anyway, the Nation of Islam, Imam Warfdeen Muhammad, Imam Jamil Alameen, these different movements that took place in this country, they first started with cleaning up the community that was in. And the reason why Brother Atiba and these amazing brothers are so powerful is because when you uplift black boys, you're not just uplifting black families, you are impacting the entire world. You are impacting the entire world. So we appreciate our ancestors. We appreciate those who planted the seeds to give us the opportunity to be where we are. And we appreciate the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Imam Warfdeen Muhammad. And we got to show more love to Sister Clara Muhammad, because we don't speak enough about the power and the impact that she had in this country. So, as the story goes, Moses has to leave because he killed the person and so forth and so on, and he goes on this journey. But then Allah calls him back. And Allah tells him, this is the mission that you're going to be on. This is how I'm talking, all right? This is not verbatim, right? This is the mission that you're going to be on. And then Moses, he began to look at himself and say, I am not worthy to do what you're telling me to do. He began to look at all of the things that he considered to be weaknesses and flaws. Don't we do that as human beings? Allah gives us a gift. He gives us a mission. Our worst enemies be our own selves. And we begin to talk to God about why we are not worthy of a mission that he has given us. And he tells you to do this and do that, and you say, well, I don't have enough. I don't have this. Then Allah, he began to speak life into Moses. Don't you know how we saved you back then? Don't you know what we did for you back then? He began to speak life into Moses. You see, when Allah chooses you, you ain't got no choice. When Allah gives you a mission, you don't got no choice. This is why when Brother Nori said it was very powerful about being a farmer. If you walked in my house and saw a bag of seeds sitting right there, that don't make me no farmer. That just makes me a lover of seeds. But what makes you a farmer is what it takes to see the seed become a reality. You see, a farmer can respect a farmer. Oh, farmers can respect farmers, man. Hey, let me say this real quick. Atlanta Masjid, man, you did something so powerful. I don't even think you understand how powerful it was, what you did recently in raising the resources that you needed to bring development to our community. My brother is saying, that whole group, man, what you did. Nelson Mandela said, it's always impossible until somebody do it. We have to make the transition as African American Muslims from thinking that being Muslim and being broke is okay. We got to get out of that mindset. I know y'all love selling turtles and stuff. I know that. Not y'all, but your cousins in them. I know. I got turtles too. I bought about 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? My point to you is, being Muslim and being broke, it cannot be the same. This is something new. As Muslims, man, as you look at the history of Islam, Muslims have always looked at the Quran and turned Allah's words into actualization. When Allah said Iqra, the Muslims took that and said, we're going to create universities from this mandate of reading. But now we only learn the Quran just to debate with one another, just to talk down to each other, rather than taking Allah's words and make it a reality. When will we take the Quran and make it a reality? When my little son or daughter goes into the masjid and see people that look like them, I don't want them to see people who have a broke mindset. I want them to see that Islam has the ability to flourish and enhance wherever it is. But how is it that you are Muslims and you have become Muslims and have become worse people? This is a sad situation. Not y'all, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about your cousins and them, all right? How do we take Islam and make it worse? Where in the history of Islam, Islam has always enhanced empires. You know why? Number one is anytime that you put sisters in the back and you don't want to listen to them, you don't want to hear them, then you're going to have a broke society, you're going to have a broke masjid. Anytime that you go somewhere and the sisters is in a place where it's dark and it's dripping water and you don't want to hear their words and you think they're just made for babies, then you are missing out on the brilliance of the, we don't talk enough about Khadijah. Where would we be without Khadijah? Where would we be without Khadijah? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, the first arms he ran into was Khadijah. Now, what if Khadijah was like, some of our cousins in them? And you came home, brother, you say, sister, listen, something told me that I am the prophet. What? Well, whatever told you that, brother, you better go back to it. Matter of fact, you cannot come in. We locking the doors, we changing the locks. Oh man, but Khadijah said what to him? You take care of the orphans. You take care of your guests. Allah would not forsake you. She began to speak life into him. Brothers, if you ain't got a Khadijah, brother, you ain't got to wait to go to hell. Shit, man, every time you walk into that house, brother, you're experiencing hell. If you don't have a woman that's speaking life into you, brother, that is her natural state as a nurturer. So if she ain't nurturing you, brother, you did something. You gotta get out that situation, man. I'm not trying to promote, Anyway, so my point to you is that Islam should be the thing that enhances us, should make us better. So what Atlanta Masjid did in this recent situation as you're transitioning, Imam Warfdeen Muhammad did something powerful as he transitioned a community from one ideology to another. Now we have to transition our community from this idea that we don't have economics. And that's what Islam, the Muslim, did. Wherever you go throughout the country, you will find black Muslims have ownership in places. But if we do not turn these properties into places that generates capital, what's going to happen is in about 10 years, these masjids are going to turn into bars, lounges, and all other type of things. So what Atlanta Masjid did is that you have opened the eyes of our entire community. That now let's turn the land and turn it into something that's great. So I close with this. Can I get all the young men back up here for 1 second? Just 1 second. All the young men, come on back up here. Y'all look so good. Make some noise as they come on down here. I just want y'all to stand right here, man. I'm like, this is the men in black right here. This is the real men in black. Y'all, I don't know. Hold on. Stop. Just stop right there. Just stop. Don't even move. Don't even move. You see what's happening in the world right now? Young black boys being not only thrown into jail, being murdered. And you have these brilliant young boys walking up here and y'all doing these golf claps. Are you serious? Let's show them that they are important, that we love them, that they are amazing, that they are worthy of our support. Let's show them that we care about them. As they walk up here, I want you to make some noise for them. Because we know the boys that have been murdered. We know the boys that are in jail. We want to give them the attention that they deserve. I want you to make some noise right now for these young men. Make some noise. There you go. Come on. Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. These are our young Moseses, man. These are our young. Don't think that the Quran is a dead book. The Quran ain't no dead book. We just got dead hearts. And we just ask Allah has the ability to turn a barren heart into a fertile one. So we ask Allah to make our hearts soft. We ask Allah to let our hearts be if you can only touch with your hands, then you are numb. If you can only see with your eyes, then you are blind. If you can only hear with your ears, you are deaf. And if you can only speak with your tongue, then you are dumb. Yeah, you feel me? So we want to speak with our hearts. We want to feel with our hearts. We want to see with our hearts. We want to hear with our hearts. This is very important. So I need your assistance right now. I need your assistance. I saw all the young brothers, man, that came up here, and I'm just looking at them. And as my time as a city councilman back in Cleveland, I can remember burying at least triple this number of young men. And you ain't never felt the emotion of a mother sobbing of her son being murdered. That feeling is a feeling that you can never, ever get rid of. I'm from a city of Cleveland, one of the most dangerous cities in the country, unfortunately. But people make these statements about black people being crabs in a bucket. You've heard of this before, crabs in a bucket. But if you've ever been to an ocean or beach where there's crabs that are in front of an ocean of opportunities, you never see crabs pulling each other. But only when you put crabs into a bucket and you restrict opportunities do you have crabs doing what every creation of God will do if there's a lack of resources. And that is doing whatever they have to do to survive. So the question is not, why do the crabs in a bucket act like this? The real question is, who created the bucket? Who restricted our resources? Who restricted it? You know, there's 4 E's that make us who we are. The first E is environment. We're going to take a dog from Buckhead and a dog from Bankhead. Now this dog from Buckhead, his name is Smoochie, about this big. He got the brand new Jordans. Y'all be kissing your dogs in the mouth. That's why I don't drink after y'all. Muslims too. My dog named Aisha. Like, sister, come on, seriously. The dog got the new Jordans. If the dog go missing, $20,000 if you find Smoochie. This dog that come from where many of us come from, his name is Optimus Prime, Killer, Rufus. We feed him gunpowder, Cheetos. No matter how cold it is outside, you ain't letting him in. No matter how hot it is, that dog ain't moved in an hour, man. Yeah, he frozen. Some of y'all should be arrested for what you do to these dogs. But this dog named Rufus, you could be walking on the other side of the street. You pose no problem to the property that Rufus is guarding, but yet and still that dog want to jump over that fence to get you. The environment even has an impact on animals. Look at the cats. The squirrels is mad. Man, listen, there was a raccoon walking on 2 feet in my neighborhood, man. And I'm telling you, like a superhuman raccoon, man, he was just walking, man. He opens up the trash can with one arm, like, boom, like this. And he looking at me, I'm looking at him. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. I said, you got it. Because whatever it is that you know in that brain of yours, I don't know, I'm going the other way. Even the animals are affected by the environment. Now imagine the impact on our young people. As I was looking at that screen of young people that was lost, man, I didn't know all of the young men, but I knew one of them, man, and I knew him since he was a baby, man. And to see that happen, it broke my heart, you know. The environment has an impact. When our young people live in a box, we wonder why they can't think outside of it. You say, the what? If you just look at the what, you're going to think that black boys are a bunch of animals. If you look at the what. But if you look at the why, you're going to begin to see things in a different way. The next E is exposure. Exposure. How many of you have walked into somebody's house and when you walked in it smelled like death? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's your house, all right? You walked in and everybody chilling out. They playing video games. They dancing, chilling. You're like, yo, they don't smell how bad it's stinking here? Let me ask you a question. Why can't they smell the stench? Why you think? Huh? Because they're used to it. And if you stay there long enough, what's going to happen? You're going to get used to it too. If I take you in neighborhoods with poles that are wrapped by teddy bears, that ain't our grandmother who passed away from cancer. That's young boys, man, that were shot and killed. Young girls who were shot and killed and murdered. Exposure. The last 2 E's is education and our experiences. So I say to you tonight, our goal right now, my brother, he gave me a number. I said, brother, this number is too small, man. Listen, man, you don't see these hijabs out there, brother? Come on, listen. These hijabs these sisters got, man, you don't see that? Jawad, man, you ain't see these purses these sisters got, man? They got some money out here, man. So we're gonna raise tonight. Hey, close those doors, brother. Close them. Lock them. Lock them doors. I'm serious, brother. Close the door, brother. Bismillah. Bismillah. Here we go. I'm serious. Here we go. We'll take back to the nation days. Close the doors, bro. We're gonna raise it for Muhammad. Close them doors. Bismillah. Our goal tonight, man, we want to do a couple different things. One, my brother Atiba, man, he said that they are interested in purchasing new transportation. They gotta get new transportation. All right? Now, before I say this, raise your hand if you own your own business. Raise your hand. Your business owners, raise it. Don't be raising them halfway, what he about to say. Raise them up. Here we go. Yup. And all those children that's raising their hands, I'm gonna talk to each and every one of them. So they probably represent each different business. Don't tell them to put their hands down. Keep them up. Keep them up. There we go. Business owners, raise your hand, business owners, raise your hand. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, we're doing good, we're doing good. All right, good. If your sons are up here, raise your hand. If you have sons that are up here right now, raise your hand. There we go. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So there's two things we want to accomplish. One, our brother has stated that they need new transportation. The transportation, it cost them $30,000. $30,000. That's not a lot, believe me. I've seen them cars out there. $30,000 is not a lot. Our goal, ultimately, is to raise $100,000 tonight. That's our goal, inshallah. But $30,000, we got to raise before you leave about here. We take EBT, we take. You know EBT. I know about EBT. We take EBT, we're gonna turn them Johns in and okay, stop, we ain't gonna do that. All right. So we want to raise $30,000. We want to raise that quick, and we're not gonna stay long. We're gonna raise that quick. All right. Right now, how many brothers we got up here? 20. That was good. You said 20. You said that was great. MashaAllah. We have 20 people up here right now. All right. 20 young boys, young men. We want to raise $30,000 real quick. All right. My business owner, can you raise your hand again? Yasmin, you gonna raise your hand? Okay, yeah, you're gonna raise it this time, huh? We want to raise $30,000 real quick. $30,000, and we're gonna get to the $100,000 because there's two things that we can do. One, we want to make sure we raise money tonight, and then also we have more of a long-term plan, which is a year, that we can raise the $100,000. So we can raise $70,000 throughout the year, but $30,000 we got to raise that tonight, inshallah. You think we can do it? Astaghfirullah. One person said that. Judge Alameen, did you hear that? Only one person said yes. Can we raise $30,000 tonight? Can we do that? Bismillah? All right, Bismillah. We're going to do it quick. We're going to do it real quick. Real quick. And sisters, you are our Khadijas, okay? So lead the way. Continue to lead the way. All right? So even if your husband is here, just spend it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Y'all can talk about it later, okay? Y'all can talk about it later. You spend his money anyway. Y'all can talk about it later. At least spend it for a good cause. Bismillah. All right? $30,000. We're going to start off with $5,000. $5,000. Can we get one person? I'm telling you now, don't tell me to put it down. If your son raised his hand, it's $5,000, sister. All right? 5,000. Can we get a brother or a sister to give 5,000 tonight? 5,000. Bismillah. 5,000. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. 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 Man, may Allah not only bless you for being the first brother, but may Allah bless you with the barakah for what it's going to inspire you tonight, inshallah. 5,000. Get another 5,000. We got two for 5,000. Bismillah. Takbir. Hold on. If don't nobody say it, y'all gonna say it. When I say takbir, you say Allahu Akbar. Let's try it. Takbir! 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 All right, man, come on, man. Come on, all right? Come on. Your takbir is supposed to get this money, all right? Now, all right, we got two right there. That's 10,000. I just need, I got a Morehouse degree. How many? I need 30, I need 20,000 more. Bismillah, 5,000. Bismillah, takbir! Takbir! Takbir, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless you with Jannah Firdaus, you and your family, Jannah Firdaus, and all of those who are coming after you, Jannah Firdaus, Ameen. That's 15,000. I just need three more, 5,000. Tonight, 5,000. Before we leave here, we want to get them new. I want you to think about this. If once we purchase this bus or van or whatever it is that they want, everywhere these boys go, you are getting barakah for it. Can you imagine that? We always talk about the BOA, Bank of America. But we don't talk about the bank of the akhirah, the spiritual investment. Allah says something. He promises that when you give, it will not be a removal of your finances. There is a spiritual secret in giving. It's a spiritual secret. I tell my daughter, she tell me, Daddy, I want a 10-bedroom house. I said, girl, you don't even keep your room clean. Get out of here. You want more, but your room not clean. Don't tell her I said that, okay? If you want more, you got to be willing to give what you have. Give, I promise you, you're going to get it right back in triple, quadruple. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. All right, we have 15,000. Three more for 5,000. Three more for 5,000. Three more for 5,000. Three more for 5,000. If you scratch your nose, that's 5. Bismillah. Can we do 2,500? Let me get 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. We have 15,000, 2,500. I need 4 people for 2,500, inshallah. 4. I ain't got off the stage yet. me see how far this microphone go. Y'all should have got me a handheld, brother. Bismillah. Only 5,000? Allahu Akbar. Takbir. No, 2,500. I'm sorry, homie. I'm sorry. I tried to throw that on you. I saw it Sam back there. I said, come on, give me a little bit more. But okay, alhamdulillah.